Good evening, YouTube. Heir of Carthage here, and yes, the end times continue. I don't forget them. I did take a day off, though. It's nice to have a day off every now and then to just like kick back with Mrs. Heir, and it was fun. Even got to go do some mountain biking and played out in the yard with the kids. Fantastic. I know, not related to the end times, but it was a good time. So we got a lot to do on this episode. I've read through the comments from the last episode, and we have a lot of great suggestions. And we even have a special request. So Archaon's back. Where is he going next? Your comments decided. So let's talk about that just real quick. But first, I got a special request I want to take care of. So there was a special request from one of the people who had joined the Discord. His name is real long. I'm going to call him Dino here. Anyway, Dino said that his brother died last week, and that is obviously terrible to hear. We're very sorry for you, man. Hate to hear that. And he wanted me to give his brother's name to one of the chosen in Archaon's army. Let me see if I have got Dawi Cleavers, Peasant Impalers. These guys all have a bunch of names here. Here you go. So we got a chosen unit here that we're going to name John's Chosen in memory of his brother, man. I'm sorry to hear about that. Hang in there. Be tough. You know, just, I don't know how to tell you everything to get out of there, but hang in there. If you ever need anybody to talk to, you're in that Discord. Stick around. We'll do whatever we can to help. But again, our condolences, man, and happy to name a unit for you. Now, Andrew Rudolph hails from New Zealand. Wanted me to name one of the trolls Neckbeard. I suppose we can do that. There you go. Neckbeard it is. All right, we had another request from Sunny Boy, who wanted me to name one of our chosen in honor of the slaughter at Hexodal. So, Archaon's army, Temple Slaughterers of Hexodal. I don't think all that will fit. Let me see how much I can even fit in here. Yeah, it's not going to fit. Here, it won't be quite as good. Temple Defilers. How about that? Hexodal Temple Defilers. Let's go. Defilers. I think I spelled it right. Alright, we did it. I got a name for you. Wasn't exactly what you wanted, but I think still fits the bill. And then Sunny Boy also had some troll names. He said that we should name one the Rat Shrekkers. Pretty good for a troll. And then he wanted me to name another one Rat Poison. So that's probably appropriate. These guys have killed their fair share of rats. And then he wanted me to name a Forsaken unit in Patchy's army Chicken Nuggets. I can do that. So here we go. Here's Patchy's army. I'm not sure why Chicken Nuggets, but sure. I can go for it. You asked, I delivered. Alright, we had a request too to rename Fraltress Bloodheim, and he was to be renamed Nappa because he's bald, and I guess it's like some kind of like lamb or sheepskin, right? Anyway, there we go. I renamed him for you. That was a request. Oh, let's see if I can find it. That was from Sir Reginald, so that's for you, man. Alright, now there's a couple of things to take care of. One was a comment that I just thought was awesome, and I wanted to read on here. It's from Madame Esandir. Esandir? Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm gonna... Yeah, Madam, I guess is the only part I can pronounce, maybe. He says, I'm a farmer from Eastern Europe in my mid-30s with 2 kids. When the day is done, there's nothing I look forward to more than relaxing with Heir, watching the eternal end times unfold. Well, I hope you are enjoying this one. Let's give him a shout-out to our awesome farmer friend from Eastern Europe. I hope everything's going well on the farm. I'm sure it's a lot of hard work. Thank you for joining in from all the way across the world like that. It is fantastic to have you. I'm glad you enjoy the end times. We should, you know what? These peasants think they're farmers too, but obviously they're not very good ones. Let's go name a unit over here. Let's see. We'll call one of these Gorby's chariots the peasant plow in honor of our farmer friend. Thank you for watching, man. Now, I asked you all to help me decide where Archaon is going next, and there was a lot of suggestions. Everything from wrecking the Wood Elves to betraying the Dark Elves, which I thought I said maybe wasn't an option, but they wanted to be an option. The Vampire Coast, there's a whole bunch of suggestions on what to do with Archaon. The one that got the most upvotes was a story, well, it was given to me in story form by Keenan, Kynan, I guess. Keenan or Kynan. Anyway, gave me the suggestion. It had a ton of upvotes, about 86 of them. And this is what it said. It says, Archaon's slammed his hands on the table. What do you mean you can't find anybody worthy to fight me? A startled Sextus and Appius looked at each other. They had been tasked with finding a worthy match for Archaon. His greed for blood and power, lusting for more. My lord, your power exceeds that of anybody else. We simply cannot find anybody to match the strength, Appius said. Alive, Archaon murmured. I've killed many. Surely there must be someone. There must be rumors, legends of men so powerful they defeat entire armies by themselves. Now that's what I want. The end times are coming, soon. I want to be the greatest, so I must defeat the greatest. Sextus looked at Appius, seemingly deep in thought. My liege, there are stories of great warriors in the south of the old world, Appius humbly said. Go on. There is a land where no man lives, where no crops grow, where kings of a time long past now rule once more. It had a name, but I can't quite remember it. He rubbed his eyebrows, trying his hardest to return the name to his lips. Sextus stepped forward and thrust a dagger into the map on the table. Nehekara, the land of the dead, nothing but sand. Archaon stood up from his chair, the skulls of his throne cracking and wrestling against each other. What lies there? He asked, intrigued. Those dumb peasants in Bretonnia call them tomb kings. Are they any good in a fight? Archaon asked. From what I've heard, none but one, said Sextus. Archaon deepened his voice. Who? Sextus drew the dagger from the parchment and pointed at the city in the middle of the desert by a river. We don't know. There were many. We only know that this is their capital city, Archaon nodded. Good. Set the course. Both of his loyal subjects bowed and stepped out of the cabin. One more thing, my lord, Appius said. Yes? Their leader doesn't serve. He rules. Doesn't matter. All he needs to do is die by my blade and put up a good fight. Now get out. Sextus closed the door behind him and sighed. What is it, Sextus? Appius asked. I don't like sand. It gets everywhere in my armor. I know. It's rough and coarse, but we serve our lord. Was that an Anakin reference in the end there? Anyway, Keenan, thank you. That is the winning suggestion. Archaon is going to Nehekara, folks. Break out the flip-flops. We're going to an inland beach of sand. And get ready for it. So, set a course. Set a course for fun in the sand. Fun in the sun, too. Wow, I just moved right into an attrition zone. That was brilliant. Alright, I know I've read a lot of comments, but there's a couple more, and I really want to get to them because people are taking the time to leave them. So if you don't want to see this, I'll put a timestamp in there if you all really want to skip it, but I know a lot of people enjoy this, and so do I. So this is a story from Terhilius, of course. Vardek Krom thought having a sorcerer who narrated his every move and action was the worst thing that could happen in the end times. He was wrong. As his army burnt and slaughtered the peoples of the old world, a new paladin joined his rank, clad in a snow-white armor with golden and red decorations. His blind warrior danced rather than moved. He sung, his voice reaching the walls of the fortified towns hours before Krom's outriders could. Even when they were ambushed, he would just not shut up. We're caught in a trap, I can't walk out, he sang, shaking his body as he dodged blows and sank his axe into the skull of yet another foe. Because I love you too much, baby. What? Said Krom, his eyes wide in shock and horror. Trying to get away, he cut his way through a wave of spearmen. Still, no matter how many bodies he left in his wake, Elvis was always at his shadow. Take your men and outflank these... Now! We can't go on together. With suspicious minds, continued Elvis. Suspicious minds, sang a chorus of chaos warriors nearby. No, it's spreading, whispered Krom. And so Vardek Krom fought and crushed the cowardly Southerners, the great singing talent and carefully planned choreography of his soldiers as deadly as their blades, said the chronicler at his side. Afterwards, he turned to his chronicler, clenched his fist, and threw a punt. The silence which followed was short-lived, but a welcome change for Krom's weakening sanity. So Vardek Krom is dealing with a singing Elvis, named after one of our viewers. I believe this was the Dash Hound that we named it after, and yeah, and he's also got the chronicler calling out his every move. I love it. Thanks, Terhilius. Okay, one last comment. This one comes from the Ingwall. He says, Air, I've been a subscriber for 9 or 10 years. So that's all the time I've been on YouTube, by the way. I remember the elite katana cavalry unit you had in Shogun 2 online battles called Patchy's Pain Train, which was insanely strong. You should name a cavalry unit after it. I love it when you had it in your unit roster in battles, and I think it deserves to be here. You know what? I think you are absolutely right, sir. I think this, if it's a katana cavalry, it'd probably be more accurate to make it, let's see, we got Chivalry's End, the Ever Knights. We've named all these. So I guess it's going to end up being this one here. So this is going to be Patchy's Pain Train. It's back, folks. Anyway, that was a lot of comments, I know, but I love it. And thank you all for leaving them. As always, appreciate all of the views, the likes, the comments, everything that helps support the video. Thank you so much. Now, someone in the comments had mentioned that Besornling was the only character who hadn't been wounded by some vampire or damsel. Well, he has now, so I guess he's got a problem with these damsels too. For shame, Besornling. Anyway, he's going to be wounded. That's pretty annoying. I'd like to see how a damsel would wound such a mighty character, but whatever. Whatever. Let's move over and destroy Paravon. Maintain siege. Where does these auto-resolve numbers come from, by the way? The auto-resolve is so screwed up. I saw a post on it in the Total War forums, and it was pretty fitting. Someone showing like how trash units don't have like the right impacts on the battles or something. How is it we weren't receiving reinforcements there? I'm well within reinforcing range. Or I guess the reinforcing range was kind of strange. What about now?
Bring them to ruin.
There we go. Bring them to ruin. Loot and raise. Should we work up to like 2 million favor? Maybe we should. Well, we got Helms of Discords coming out our ears, but that's okay. That's it's a great armor to have. Poor Vardek, having to do put up with all the stories and stuff. It's awesome. I love it. Now, we were gonna take one of these armies north. I was pretty sure we were. I'll probably turn Vardek north. He's probably the most capable of being out on his own, as his army is the most well-rounded. Let's move into the mountains and see if we find... Oh yeah, there's Skaven up here. I can already tell, like, as soon as we ran onto Metastorm up here. That guy's been around for a while. Was there nothing here? No, there's nothing here. Okay, so nothing there. I couldn't remember if I had already searched that. Alright, Napa. Swing him back around. We'll have to check some of these other settlements. We'll hit the mountains here. Someone suggested maybe we look at the map and then look for corruption. It's a good point. Skaven corruption. Yeah, there's definitely some corruption there. A little bit of corruption left over here, but if I look, there's almost none in these other places over here. So I don't think this is Skaven up here. I think this is our Skaven holdouts up here. I'm trying to remember how many settlements did it say they had left. Clan Molder, 3 settlements. Well, we know we just cleared this one, so probably these 3 right here. That'd be my guess. Zoom game. Okay. Probably those 3. Which means we may not have to have Kolek up here, but I do want to clean out the north once and for all and let Norska resettle some of this and become a little more powerful. Also, in case I forgot to tell you all that we put a Chaos Gate mod on here. So these Chaos Gates do have the potential to spawn armies. It's a new mod. People, someone mentioned it, thought that it might be a good way to stop some of this insano resettlement stuff that was going on. Someone also mentioned we haven't gotten Sigvald's sword. That is correct. We have to try and pull off an assassination attempt against a Norscan faction, which is going to be a little bit dicey at the moment. So I don't know exactly how to go about that. I don't know if it declares war on them automatically or not. We could try because we have an agent over there and we can see. Oh crap, I forgot to set up a movement order with Archaon. We need to get him out of the attrition. Alright, let's get Archaon moving. I didn't actually really want to stop on that treasure. Okay, good. We're replenishing. Picked up a trunk of maps, so get magic item draw chances and stuff like that. Alright, so we're moving along. Gonna have to move along the vampire coast here and then sail across over into the pirate coast, Bay of Corsairs, and we'll land and head to Khemri. Ooh, yes, it's gonna be great. Alright, my Skaven sense is tingling.
For chaos! Yes, it is so.
There is a significant rat infestation here. Let's actually back up and see if I can enter an encampment.
Oh, no.
I need to replenish.
Are you a god? This is why.
Let's replenish. There's gonna be a lot of rats, and they are building an army, which is annoying. I want to swing up here and destroy the vampires real quick. Once we've destroyed the vampires, Kolek can head south as well. So we just need to get rid of the Manfred and his faction once and for all. I need to head south.
We shall weave the fates.
Alright, Vardak Krom is at full strength. I'm not scared of these vampires whatsoever. Albrecht de Bordelot. He's going to be fighting this trash spam with Terrorgeist. Anyway, Gisero, they've resettled Castle Artois as well. Holy resettlement, Batman. It is absolutely nuts the way these guys are resettling. Let's swing back over this way towards Gisero and Castle Artois. I'm going to wreck this stuff. Who is this? Isabella. Her army is trash, so we'll take care of him. Terhilius is going to level up. Let's see what else we can add to him. Arcane Conduit would be the best. The more you can suck down those winds of magic, the better. Now the Polisher got wounded? Are you kidding me? What level is this damsel?
The lady would
44? Well, that explains a lot. So we got a level 44 damsel tormenting us.
Hail the slaughterer!
Won't save Kinel. They're gonna get wrecked. And raised. What do you think of that, damsel? Didn't save anything, did you? Jerk. Let's get Foe Seeker. It's funny that Vlad von Karstein is like, his attitude towards me in diplomacy is like improving, but I'm at war with him. I have no idea how this is possible. Look. Military actions against Bretonnia. I guess we've beaten the crap out of Bretonnia so hard that it's like he's forgotten about the fact that I hate him and destroy him every time I get a chance.
I foresee destruction.
It's kind of amazing.
That would be madness.
By the eldritch eyes.
It's not madness. This is Sparta, Isabella. Alright, let's raise this crap. We're gonna get Isabella. Albrecht de Bordeaux ran away. Vardak Krom is ready to punch through Helmgart. This shouldn't be much of a challenge. Yeah, this isn't even worth our time. I mean, there's just trash units and Terrorgeist. The Terrorgeist would be interesting to kill, but nothing else here is worth our time. Why does it always kill my giant? What? I gotta re-recruit my giant. Really irritating. I think we built the building for it, did we not? Yes, okay, so I should be able to re-recruit my giant. It just takes 2 turns, and it's kind of annoying that that happens in the auto-resolve. I don't know why the auto-resolve likes to be so cruel to single-unit entities, but it does. Especially in battles like that one, where, yes, there's 2 Terrorgeist, and the 2 of them are capable of killing a giant, but not with all that other elite stuff around, while the rest of that army is so trashy. Like, I mean, come on. They really need to make some adjustments to the auto-resolve. I don't want to auto-resolve the whole campaign, and I don't want it to be super easy to auto-resolve a whole campaign. I just think that there are some common sense fixes to the auto-resolve, because there are certain battles that aren't fun to play, And those are the ones that, you know, it's nice to be able to try and weed through those and not have to deal with them. I'm gonna go ahead and push up as far as I can towards Crack-a-Track. Put Star Crusher through Manfred's face, and be done with them. Now this army here, we've got a pretty solid line of Chosen. We've got the Trolls, the Manticore. I feel like Felman can take on a pretty sizable rat stack and do so successfully. Yeah, because they don't have a ton of artillery there, just those 2 pieces. The rest of this can be dealt with. I'm going to start building some towers and then continue the siege. We're going to siege these rats out. They've obviously invested a bit to try and build their army here. I don't know, they could get past me to start resettling, but I think Kolek will take notice if they do. Patchy the Eversalt. Let's get 2nd tier Purple Sun. And we can't move on this turn. Who else we got here? Elvis the Blind Swordsman. So, let's see. Exalted Hero. We could go ahead and put him on a Manticore. That's certainly not going to hurt. Okay. He can dance and sing his way around on the Manticore. More people will hear him that way. Let's make sure that I've given Archaon a course. In case I mean, I don't think I'm going to forget about him here, but... I'm trying to see where is, like, our best crossing point. There's going to be a whole bunch of attrition to get across here at some point. Let's just sail this way. And end our turn. Well, Elvis was wounded by a vampire during turn end, and Albrecht de Bordelot does something that honestly just is kind of shocking. Attacks me. And he's using a cav spam. He's got 2 Grail Knights, 5 Knights of the Realm, a Grail Guardian, 2 Trebuchet, a Hippogriff Knight, and Albrecht here is on his Hippogriff. So it's actually a pretty decent force he's got here. It's a lot of cavalry, and we are not necessarily built well. But I'm pretty sure that old Crush Skull here can help us take care of business. This battle's going to be a bit of a different one here. We aren't really built for anti-large in this army. So we're going to have to use Crush Skull and Patchy and the Kentucky Friar well in this battle. So what I'm going to do is use my Spawn and my Chariots to break the charges of these very versatile Grail Knights. If I use my Forsaken, then the Forsaken will near instantly die. So again, we're going to break up the Bretonnian charges, these heavier units. And then we'll follow it up with Forsaken so that I get the extra damage to use against them. You can see we're going to catch a bunch of cavalry on either flank. The nice thing is my Gorebeast Chariots are armor piercing, and so are the Trolls. So they're actually pretty decent in the fight against large units. Here in the middle, I'm able to use Soul Blight to really tear down some of the armor and capabilities of these Bretonnian Knights. I've got the Friar moving in up here. And Crush Skull is going to start crushing some skulls, as his name would indicate. All the while, Albrecht is coming out here on this flank to try and help. We've actually gotten a really good attack over here on this flank. Rax Montrist Kin is extremely good. Very nice in these fights against the cavalry. They don't have great leadership, but other than that, they are a pretty awesome unit. The Hippogriff Knights are going to come over here, and this Chaos Spawn is going to get ganged up on. Fortunately for me, they are not able to be routed. You can see here that between Crush Skull and the others, we're able to clean up the middle of the fight very quickly. And then the flanks are not going well because the AI is constantly trying to cycle out and re-attack, and it gives me a whole bunch of free attacks right in their back because they don't have anything to help them cycle out. But the AI is relentless with cycle charging. Any unit that can cycle charge, they will cycle charge repeatedly. Sometimes to their benefit, but many times to their own demise, because they will just constantly look for another charge. Don't get me wrong, it's an annoying thing sometimes, but it's probably good they're that way, because if they just threw units like that in, they would be worse than they already are. It's going to be these Knights of the Realm charging back in. I got my Trolls charging in too. The Knights of the Realm are not going to really do great in that fight. The Gorebeast Chariots are going to kind of hit these Knights of the Realm, and then I got the Monstrous Kin chasing, and then Albrecht is landing over here, being annoying. He needs his skull crushed. by you-know-who. So it's a good thing we have all these trolls. The trolls and the giant are literally going to save us here because of the amount of armor piercing they can deal. If we had just had Forsaken and Spawn, we would get absolutely wrecked. Look at Albrecht using his little water ability back here. What a wannabe. Lewin Light is what we will call him. This flank did not clean up great for me because I had a leadership route on some of my trolls. And the other flank is actually cleaning up very nicely for me. The Monstrous Kin and other units clearing that out. So, not great on my right flank, but it'll be alright. Anyway, Albrecht decides to land again, and yeah. Time for some crushing of the skull. Just the way he likes it. So we're gonna pulverize Albrecht into a fine paste, and then leave his corpse on the battlefield. Look how quickly Crushed Skull puts a beat down on these units. He is just monstrously strong. Yeah, so he's already pounded Albrecht and then KOs him. I mean, that was just an absolute beatdown by Crushed Skull. Are you folks keeping track? How many legendary lords has he crushed the skull of? I know Tyrion. I know Albrecht. Let's see if there was any others. Enemies of Patchy beware, the Crushed Skull. He lives up to his name. He crushes skulls. Tyrion learned the hard way, as did Albrecht. I don't know if there's anybody on the campaign map with a skull hard enough to prevent said crushing. So, gonna be a bad time for anybody who tries. Excellent. So we're gonna be attacked by the Skaven. I thought they must have gotten some kind of agent action off because our army was healed, and it's a pretty crap agent action to be honest because it did a lot of damage. But I'm sure we can fight our way out of it. How many more rats will Felman have to destroy? Look at like the green-skinned up Dawi ruins in the background. Oh boy. Well, Morlock just never seems to learn. He actually came out and attacked me, which is rather brave for this shivering vermin. Right now my Hell Cannons, Wrath and Ruin, are laying just that onto the Skaven army, so very appropriate names right now. These Rat Ogres are going to give me a charge, but they won't last long in combat against these high-tier units. Got my Gorbeast Chariots. Here comes Coco Pox. He's always charging ahead because I use like a group attack order. So it never puts him in a good position. He is getting shredded by Storm Vermin right now, but they'll be helped shortly. And then back here, the Warlock Engineer is getting owned by Felman. And he will get absolutely owned. Warlock Engineer is way out of his realm there. Anyway, got some trolls making the way around the flank. Gonna shut down the Skaven flank, and then the Warp Lightning adds some trolls. And then I believe it's Romulus and Remus, Pinky and the Brain are in the other army. So yeah, we cleaned up their cannons. Warlock Engineer gets wrecked. Morlock is right back here fighting, and I'm gonna send Felman and Coco Pox to aid his passing off of the battlefield. But here is the leader of Clan Mulder. Oh, Morlock. He's a slippery victim. I don't know how many times we have ushered him to the rat afterlife, only for the Great Horned One to bring him back for more beatings. It's almost as if the Horned One wants to spite him and bring him back to take more thrashings. There are Skaven reinforcements coming in. You can see them being bombarded by Wrath and Ruin. And I've got my Manticores back there chewing up some skirmishers and other key units. And my Chosen are going to come in here and make pretty short work of these Storm Vermin. The best the rats can offer? Absolutely nothing against the infantry that I've brought. They will shred them. So here's kind of the overhead picture real quick. I'm using my Hell Cannon to hit Night Runners and Gutter Runners because it's very difficult to catch these units. So it's just easier for me to slay them with the hell cannons. And it works pretty well. There are warp fire throwers here, so I guess they're going to make the screen look pretty. They won't cause a terribly large amount of damage to me. I've used some Doom and Darkness here, and it's worked. We've routed all the rats in the middle. One of the Warp Lightning cannons came back, and then some of my trolls actually got caught by some regrouped Storm Vermin back here, but I think my trolls should be able to handle it. They're also trying to get rid of these Warp Fire throwers while they're at it. See here, the trolls pounding their way through the rats, so... Ooh, Little Vomit? Yeah, Little Vomit's good for him. Oh, I'm so happy I caught that on camera. I've never seen a rat be kicked into 2 pieces by a troll, but there's a first time for everything. Almost makes me wish I had a whole army of trolls just to see rats go flying everywhere. So, Clan Mulder, once again defeated. I'm going to ensure that Morlock is killed. So, let's see which Manticore actually gets the point. I think I have Romulus and Remus after him. But I think that would have been Romulus who got the piece of him. Now, Morlock has never learned his lesson against Chaos, which is be subjugated or be dead. He's chosen the latter of those multiple times. Fortunately for him, he can't die. What is this, a joke? Folks, Ashok the Bloody. Oy, lol.
You catch me in a moment of less rage, creature. I may spare your soul.
Alright, we have a lot of work to do. Wait a minute. Holy cow. Now Elvis is wounded? The number of woundings is just like downright out of control here. Enemy killed in battle, hostile, yeah. The hostile agents are running amok because they can't seem to win otherwise. Lewin has an army over here. Wouldn't have thought it. I'm gonna turn Sigvald around. Look at this. The vampire's just spilling in here. For goodness sakes. I'm gonna swing over here and kill Isabella because she's replenishing and making all kinds of a mess over here. I'm going to move Patchy. Let's see here. There's not a good bridge or anything around here, unfortunately. Or yeah, there is. I'm gonna move just to this side of the bridge so that if Bretonnia attacks me, I can bottleneck them. Camp. We defeated Albric, so we got an extra 15 melee attack when fighting at sea. Too bad we won't be doing that much. That is a lot of melee attack, though. I think it's only on the Lord, though, which is probably a little less than exciting. I have to go close to Krakadrak and camp. We'll destroy Krakadrak. Be rid of the Von Karsteins in Norska, and it looks like the Norskan faction is finally expanding its horizon. Let's see, it should have left me with a very easy auto-resolve here, but it actually, see, it does this sometimes. It punted me off the city, and that's going to allow the Skaven, I think they get their garrison back, I don't know for certain. If I auto-resolve this, I feel like I'm certain to lose something, even though I don't deserve it. Let's see. Wow, we didn't lose anything. Spectacular. I don't feel like fighting the rats anymore. I've had enough. So, Skaven be gone once again at the hands of Felman, who is practically a Skaven destroying machine. I do think that Felman probably deserves to be mounted on his Manticore at this point. So, let's do that. And then as for Coco Pox, he gets his Manticore at the next level, which would honestly be quite great. Earthing. Immortality for these characters would be spectacular as well, because we don't want to lose them. Appius leveling up, and we're just filling up any old thing we can at this point. Sail as far as we can each turn. There's a storm out there that we'll have to deal with. Sigvald in position. The Kentucky Friar levels up. He's close to a Manticore as well. That is going to be very helpful, making these guys escapable, survivable. Alright, Vardek lost one of his heroes, and he's going to have to re-recruit his giant. So I'm going to move up closer to Isleheart, hit an encampment, move over here, recruit a regiment. We're going to recruit this giant. And then we'll have to wait on our hero to come back. We could lose more. We know the woundings abound. Well, I didn't think it was possible. Bretonnia is actually trying to challenge me. I've got the Fey Enchantress. She's got some Grail Knights, Knights of the Realm, some reinforcements, including a couple of thrashed Hippogriff Knights. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Well, Kevin the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, I guess, finds himself quite at home in battle in a lightning storm. Seems quite happy right now. Got my Hell Cannon firing at some of these cavalrymen. There's some Grail Knights over here. Figured I wanted to use some of the magic damage on the Hell Cannon, but eventually I'm going to retarget some infantry and archers, and it seems to work better against them. Though it does do some good damage there. Especially since the Grail Guardians have that physical resistance. The magic damage does extra. Or just ignores it, I should say. Yeah, getting rid of the archers would be good. There's going to be some initial charges here from Grail Knights of Bretonnia. They're going to be met by Chosen with halberds. And my own knights and knights with lances are going to definitely take any engagement with Bretonian cavalry because my knights are superior. I sent Pinky and the Brain forward to go get the artillery, and I forgot about these Hippogriff Knights over here. And I think the Brain got caught. Whichever one was in there first. No, it was Pinky. And then I sent the Brain over to help. And then I forgot there were Pegasus Knights on the battlefield. So those two are in trouble right now because they're tangled up in an aerial duel that they would not want to be in. Paladin is going to be the first of many units to try and rid me of the Soul of Damnation, or the Soul of Damnation, I think is the name of it. Yeah. Anyway, that Paladin was quickly outed by Kevin. We're going to continue our work, but that won't be the last time that Bretonnia YOLOs that cannon. I'm foreshadowing people. Pretty nice charge by the Knights of the Realm there. My men weren't braced. Didn't cause a lot of damage. But you can see that these Chosen with halberds are going to be doing quite well. My Chaos Knight pounded down a Grail Guardian over there, which is a pretty tough target, and my Knights with lances have easily killed a couple of cavalry units. See here that Pinky managed to berserk away from that fight, whereas the Brain, not using his brain, gets caught by Pegasus Knights and routed. So hopefully we won't lose him. More YOLO charges into the cannon. Kevin is here to stop these Grail Knights, but a cannon crew is going to take significant damage, and this is frustrating because if I do lose the cannon, it takes 10 turns for it to recycle before I can re-recruit it. Come on, CA. Why you do that? Over here, there's actually a pretty decent-sized infantry fight going on. There's many foot squires, 3 units of them, along with a lord. They're fighting up against all my Chosen, so if Bretonnia was ever going to have an engagement with me in infantry, this is probably their best chance. But I didn't say their best chance was the only chance. Look at that, a hammer and anvil from the AI. And they even did it on the right unit there. There's so much cavalry roving around, and I'm having to pay attention to all the cavalry attacking my cannon. And as soon as the AI charges, they cycle out, and they try and get away. See the Pegasus Knights get caught here. They ought to be dying extremely quick to the Knights with lances, and I'm kind of disappointed. I guess the healing saved them a little bit there. Still think that they're getting away a little bit easy in that fight. They should have taken a lot more damage to a Knights with lances. Another YOLO charge into a cannon crew. Knights with lances here to meet them. Driving back, you can see Bretonnia loves to just cycle charge on and off. Pegasus Knights coming right back down for more, and the Fey Enchantress is going to use her Chalice of Potions back here. Not going to be a very effective place to use it. Would have made more sense in an infantry fight. In the center, Bretonnia's infantry is not doing well. They did hold up for quite a while over here, but you can see the foot squires are taking a shellacking. A rather severe shellacking. I have a Chosen with 98 kills, the Chosen with Great Weapon with 132, 54 on the halberds. And then I've got Terhilius the Chronicler over here, putting a beating into the back of these foot squires. Kevin just came and downed a Grail Relique, so that's a Paladin or two and a Grail Relique. My cannon is finally free again. It's got enough of its crew left that it'll survive the battle. Oh, wait, did I say it's going to survive the battle? Stupid Pegasus Knights. I should have moved my Knights forward a little bit to where the Pegasus Knights couldn't have actually landed that charge. Pegasus Knights there just succeeded in knocking my Hell Cannon so low that it will not survive the battle. The Brain did rout off the battlefield. He'll be back, and Pinky, I'm just kind of keeping him safe because I mismanaged them quite thoroughly in this battle. And then Kevin is over here trying to take out the Fey Enchantress. Look at that, both of them have light coming out of their eyes. It's just Kevin is lightning and the Fey Enchantress is just some kind of magic. Wow, man. The Fey Enchantress would just not stop zerging my Hell Cannon. It's absolutely annoying. Everything they had, throw at it, throw at it, throw at it. And of course, even though it had 2 units left, it's gone from the battlefield. They love taking this unit away from you at the end of it, and it's really starting to irritate me because it takes 10 turns to re-recruit it. So, yeah. Alright, the Sornling is ready for duty. Let's get him back in his army. He belongs to Sigvald's army, but he got wounded over there, so he's fled over there for whatever reason. Because of the Chaos Gate mod, I'm going to try and get as many of them as I can. Potentially spawn armies for us. Alright, the Swordling. Head back to your master. And as for Sigvald, start giving him Woundmaker and Scarred Veteran. Anything we can to make him stronger there. Vardek levels up after that fight with the Fae. Chaos Dragon, oh my goodness, that'd be nice. He's still a few levels away. Still a few levels away, but he's getting there. Chosen, Speed, and Malice. Chariots, Knights, that's what we want. Okay, so... yeah, in Vardek's army, we're just waiting on the Giant. And then we have to get our Hell Cannon back, I believe, here. Except I can't recruit a standard Hell Cannon, of course. Have to get the right building for it. Yikes. Let's see what else we're missing here. Didn't lose any Chaos Knights. Is that going to make it 19 or is that 18? I could be missing more units from this army that need to be re-recruited. I know we're missing the Hell Cannon. Oh, and Elvis got wounded. That was the other one. So yeah, we're waiting on Elvis to get back. Anyway, I think that's going to be about it for this episode. Archaon has... what is it? It's a storm over here or something? Severe storm? I don't see a storm. Don't look so bad to me. Anyway, let's move Archaon up. I will catch you all next time Archaon is going to sail on over to Nahakara. And I may skip ahead just to show you him getting there. I've got to continue to cleanse out these wannabes who continue to... Ooh, here we did get an army. Check it out. These guys summoned out of there. So this is that Chaos Gate mod at work. This is good. the more of those armies we get popping up all over the... Yep, there's another one here too.
You need a boon.
This is perfect. We want those armies popping up because it'll keep the enemies from just respawning instantly in our territory.
Forged in blood.
Gonna get rid of Manfred. He's not even worth fighting. He's a pathetic wannabe at this point. And that's gonna get rid of the Vampire Count's faction
The mountains.
once and for all. So that is one thing complete. We do need to move forward with Felman. Let's see, he's got his Cocoa Pox. What's he missing here? Boy, I'm trying to remember what's missing from Felman's army. Got so many wounded servants. It's not Elvis. It's not Yorhul because he goes in Sigvald's army. Maybe we had a Forsaken, or yeah, I don't know what else we had in this army with Felman, but we need to recruit. So let's push up, hit the encampment, go in and recruit units. We're soon going to be fighting against the dwarves, which means that I think I'm going to go ahead and take on some more Chaos Chosen with great weapons. I will take care of these last couple of things here, and then, like I said, just catch you all in the next episode. Dragon Ogres. Yeah, we kind of want that right there. Anyway, see you all in the next episode.